Hey, Craig.
Hi, Fawn. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Let me adjust the size of our screens. There we go. So we
No,
can get our friends in.
just get the friends in.
All
We
right,
love
let's bring everybody up. There we go.
you guys.
Well,
Looks good.
Okay. Welcome. Chili, can you hear us? Can you talk? I saw the hand flip over.
No, I think we're stuck.
you're not stuck to me.
Oh. I think we're
Great.
good.
Okay. Everyone ready?
Yeah, you're the boss.
Nice. Okay, so hey everyone, welcome to the stream. We're here, we're live, we're vibing. I am Fawn, otherwise known as Natasha, otherwise known as the head of community at LUKSO. And today we wanted to jump on really quickly with everyone to basically talk about the LUKSO Luminaries. So the LUKSO Luminaries is our ambassador program that is helping kind of light up the future of culture, social creators in Web3 and within LUKSO ecosystem. So the applications to join the program are officially open again. So if you missed out on the last time or you've been kind of watching LUKSO from the sidelines, now's your kind of chance to jump in and apply to be part of the program. We actually have some of our OG luminaries joining us today. So that's Chili and Kev and Metaversal, and actually Eth was part of the luminaries before he became a team member. So we actually have 4 OGs on stage today. So yeah, I mean, we can kind of dive right in. We want to keep this very short. We'll ask a couple of questions to the OG cohort. Maybe just speak about, what the Luminaries is, any kind of highlights that have happened within the last kind of 6 months. And yeah, kind of tell you guys what we're looking for in future luminaries and how you can apply. So basically, the LUKSO Luminaries is our community advocate program. So we're looking for people who are kind of passionate about the vision of on-chain identity and digital expression and kind of helping shape the entire kind of creative economy as we know it. I would say that this isn't supposed to just be some kind of hype crew, it's not just people who are like the loudest on the timeline, but it's, we've got contributors and builders and content creators and event hosts and basically great community thinkers, who believe in what we're doing and like really want to help push the movement forward. So we launched this first cohort in January and we welcomed 45 amazing humans with all different profiles all across the world. I think there's 26 languages spoken by all of the luminaries, which I think is really cool. And I think 23 different countries. So it's like truly like a global program. So now we're opening the gates again. We want to find more of you brilliant people, whether you're educators or memers or really into fashion, or you're a developer, or you're just like deeply into kind of like consumer crypto. I feel like there's like a place for everyone if they're just passionate about LUKSO. So I want to kind of share an image. I'm not sure whether this will work or not, but I think this will help a few people in what kind of profiles we're looking for. Let me see if this works. Eth, can you pull that up? Ah, nice. Okay, so these are some of the personas that we put together when we first, brought out the Luminaries program and the applications. And we wanted people to realize that there's so many different kind of personalities that we're looking for. It isn't, as I said before, just the loudest kind of person in the room. So essentially, we're looking for people who are illuminators. So this is, creators who shine a light on LUKSO's content, crafting easy to digest content and visual narratives that make the future of the creative economy accessible to all. So just people who are kind of taking, LSPs or taking anything that's a little bit kind of deeper and harder to understand, and making it into amazing threads or making it into infographics. Those kind of people we're really looking for as well, and we've got some of those in our current community at the moment. But we're always very open to people like that. So if that's kind of you would be an illuminator. We're also looking for conductors. So these are community builders who orchestrate connections, facilitating events and gathering that unite people and inspire collaboration across the LUKSO ecosystem. So you can think about this as someone who is just a proper extrovert, loves hosting spaces or doing live streams or even doing in real life events. And that's something that we really want to push in the future, is getting our community members to be hosting fun events within their kind of their local geographics, but also if you happen to be at a conference and there's a cool activation that you want to do that's kind of a low cost, low hanging fruit, we want to help, we want to fund those kind of ideas and things like that. So if this is your profile, please apply as well. Then we also have igniters. So igniters are developers committed to sparking new ideas in others to build essential infrastructure, powering the community with open source contributions that fuel the ecosystem's expansion. So these are like, you can almost think about this as like Amir, for example, who, anytime anyone has a great idea, he says, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to build it, and builds it within a couple of days. And it's something that's super useful for the whole kind of ecosystem. So if you're a developer and you're really into this, you want to help people out, you want to make the community better, you want to build tools for the community to gather, whether it's online or offline, or, if anyone has an amazing idea and you want to push it forward, you're happy to kind of collaborate with those things. Those type of profiles we're really looking for as well. And then our final one is torchbearers. So these are dedicated advocates who carry the torch of LUKSO's mission, educating others with a clear, accessible insights and inspiring excitement through active involvement and social advocacy. So this is basically just hype men. So, anytime that anyone is bringing up, consumer crypto, or, you you just insert yourself in that conversation and you say, hey, have you heard of LUKSO? Those real people who are bringing us up in every kind of conversation, every room that they're in, making those connections between different protocols, or if there's a really interesting app being built on another chain that you think would make great integration on LUKSO, you're the first person to go out and find that kind of contact and make sure that they're building on LUKSO as well. So those are our kind of personas that we're really looking for. Hopefully a lot of people who are interested in applying again can kind of see themselves in at least one of those positions. Of course, you can be multiple. I feel like a lot of the people even on stage here are multiple kind of personalities in terms of these personas. So I think it gives you a better understanding of the things that you can really gear yourself up to when you join the program. So keep that in mind, because we do ask which one resonates with you the most in the actual application process. So keep those in mind. Think about it, figure out which one's your personality type. It kind of reminds me of those fun personality games that used to get in magazines, where it'd be figure out who's who, I don't know, maybe that's a girly thing. But so those are our personalities. In terms of the application process, the application is pretty straightforward. You basically just tell us about yourself, why you want to join. We do also ask you to record a short casual video. This is just to get a sense of who you are and why you care about LUKSO. So it doesn't have to be anything super polished or super perfect. No one else sees this video except for me and the community team within LUKSO. But it's just about showing, your vibe, your ideas, your energy. It also doesn't, if you're a little bit kind of shy or you're undoxed, you don't have to show your face. You can get creative with it, put a filter on, put a Lux Bandit balaclava on, do what you have to do. You can even voice record if you wanted to, use AI, however you feel like showing up, just show up and bring the energy, I guess. And, you know, we're trying to do this because we're really looking for people who are really aligned with the mission and who will actually contribute, you know. So this is the first kind of test, if you think about it in that way, is that like we really want to find people who are willing to put in the effort and actually really want to contribute to this program. So yes, you can find the application on LUKSO.network /luminaries. Ethan, I don't know if you can put up a little banner just so people can see where they can find out more info on that. But yeah, we can also, I don't know if
it will just take a second and then I will get it.
Nice.
Oh, unless Annalise is here manipulating it and I don't see it.
I just removed the picture, to be fair.
Oh, there we go. All right, cool.
Nice. So, I mean, enough of me yapping. I just needed to get a couple of those notes across. But I thought it would be quite nice, seeing as we've got some of the OG cohort on stage with us. Maybe I could ask a couple of questions to you guys and you can kind of tell us your little backstory and a couple of details about being a luminary. So I guess whoever wants to take it first, how did you first come across LUKSO and what made you want to apply for the program? Who's going first?
You're on mute, Dan.
Oh no. Happens every time.
It's called Murphy's Law. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong.
Of course, especially when you're live.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Dan will, while Dan figures it out.
Maybe we can go on to Chile until Dan figures out his mind.
Of course. So I think introduction to LUKSO happened quite a long time back, somewhere around the time when we were at, I think, $20 or $21 in the last bull run. Fell in love with the fact that it was essentially re-engineering from ground up, not just copy pasting a bunch of what other projects are doing. I think it, even then, even now, one of the things I love about us is that we are actually building infra for the digital age and the digital economy, and not just, let's say, building a casino based product, you know. So I think that was one of the most interesting things. And obviously a lot of stuff happened after that, the first time I got to know about LUKSO. But I was along with the ride through the community, monitoring what's going on, etc. And a couple of friends of mine actually were not exactly luminaries, because we didn't have the luminaries program then, but they were essentially very strong community advocates in LUKSO, and that's how I got to know about it in more detail. Spoke with them, and I actually pretty much wanted to just contribute, you know, because I do believe that the digital economy is something that if not today or tomorrow, it will happen. Whether or not on LUKSO, that's a different story, but I do believe that we are one of the first pioneers. So I am pretty bullish on it, at least on the use case, right? Not talking about the token or anything of that sort. And that's pretty much why I applied. And in India, believe it or not, LUKSO was pretty big. Actually, it was bigger back then than it's bigger now. There are a bunch of folks who actually made a shit ton of money in the last bull run. And I think we can, if not replicate that, at least we can replicate the ecosystem growth, you know, on the side of getting more users on board, getting them to build more stuff, getting them to not just the price action. So I think that was my goal behind it. And I do that even now, like whenever I go, if there's a hackathon, if like I'm pretty close to the base team. So whenever they come down to India or in Africa, whenever I'm there, like I make sure, because they are so consumer heavy focused, I always make sure to bring LUKSO into the picture whenever I'm chatting. And it's crazy, like a bunch of stuff that we have developed in terms of the grid, the functionality, base is like miles away from it, right? Even on Farcaster. So I think that that's pretty much the motivation behind me doing what I do, because I do believe that the overall platform is extremely good and the use cases are solid.
That's a great origin story. And yeah, I mean, we definitely want to do more in India. There's a lot of places geographically that I feel like LUKSO could definitely have more reach and grow the community there. So that is definitely one of my personal missions. And yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to empower you even more and even further in your own kind of place where you can really get out there and shill LUKSO in the best possible way, and onboard more people. So thanks, Jimmy, for everything that you've done so far. Dan, how's your mic?
It's not working, I guess.
No. Damn, rocked.
How is that possible? How is that possible?
We can see it.
I can see that you're talking. All right.
Maybe just disconnect the entire headset,
Is Kev around? Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
I can just take over. I mean, we were speaking about what can go wrong, will go wrong, right? I mean,
Oh no!
No way! Oh my god!
Wait, is that a crash?
Yeah.
yeah, I'm having an issue here, but it's being fixed right now. So
Oh my god!
yeah, so in regards to LUKSO, I mean, I love this project because we are building something foundational in here, and to be a luminary means to me being closer to this mission, because I can. Hallo Namo. 30 Minuten laufen lassen, ja? Alles klar. Okay, danke. Ciao, ciao. And this means to me that I'm not only closer to the mission, but I'm also closer to the team that builds this mission, so that I can also, since so if you're passionate about this project and you see some flaws or have ideas how you could improve this protocol in some way, or this ecosystem, then your voice is just being heard way better. So if you want to really leave a mark on basically blockchain history, then if I would be you, I would definitely join to be a luminary, to be honest. And yeah, inside the luminary, so it's cool to me that there's a lot of collaboration, so that if anyone creates a thread, then he gets the reviews. Then we also collaborate on content pieces, so that you can also grow your own content knowledge skill basically within this group.
Yeah, that's something that definitely we try to push within the Luminaries is, everyone supporting everyone. So if someone is writing a thread or whatever, we try and push it within the group so that everyone kind of pushes it out there and make sure that that content is seen across. And also, if anyone listening is interested in kind of seeing this content, maybe you haven't noticed or you don't know who is Luminary, you can actually go on my page. I believe I've created a list called LUKSO Luminaries, where it has all of the LUKSO Luminaries, their profiles. So you can follow that list and you'll be able to see it on your timeline more. So that's just a little tidbit as well. But yeah, so let's talk about some of the things that you guys have done, talking content and streams and community building and stuff. Is there anything that kind of stands out, or any kind of like favorite moment that's happened so far?
My favorite moment thus far is Kevin getting an active road service on a live stream call.
It's pretty special. It's pretty special.
Kev, I mean, you're right on brand, bud. So I would say the live streams that started recently, not a live stream, let's call it a call with some internal, like the leadership team across the foundation and UE, where luminaries get to point blank just ask questions of Fabian or Lucian or Kat or someone and get a sense for what's going on. And offer real feedback, not in a way where you just like get a mic for 2 seconds and it's over. These are conversations that are meant to be had, because there needs to be this narrative alignment between, what internally people are thinking and working on every day, and then externally what's being perceived, because sometimes those are two different things. Sometimes externally we're so caught into this casino culture, meme coins, and tradable NFTs, where internally the focus is so much more on realizing all of the use cases that we never were able to reach to with Ethereum proper, or let's call it OG Ethereum. And now with the new Ethereum, right? Like this kind of new Web3, we're just in like an outgrowth of the Ethereum ecosystem at the boundaries. Like, where are we going now? How are we helping the average day-to-day real economy participant? And that's cool. Like, that's really cool. Just trying to build that narrative alignment. So I think that is a really nice highlight of the Luminary program. Dan's back.
Yeah.
Let's see if he can talk.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I had to change to my phone because I don't know what's going on with my computer. I could not figure out what's going on with my audio. So, but now I need to plug my phone in because I'm like 10% battery. So just give me 1 sec here.
Dan, did you happen to see that Kevin is getting an active road service during this call?
And then now I can't hear you through my earpiece, but at least you can hear me. Let's see here.
Damn.
Almost there, guys. Put you down for 1 sec.
Yeah, this is Murphy's Law in a
Mhm.
nutshell, Natasha, right?
No,
Whatever
it's-
can go wrong will go wrong, assuredly.
Absolutely.
All right. There I am.
We're real. We're real and we're here.
Yeah.
We're
Okay. So what was the question?
So the question, I mean, however you want to answer it, was essentially, what made you want to apply to the Luminaries program, and like what kind of things have been like a personal kind of highlight for you within the program.
Okay. Yeah, well, I first got into LUKSO kind of just diving deep into blockchain. And I really kind of just fell in love with the idea of like a social blockchain. And like the idea of the standards and creating this kind of new network that was built more around identity. And I really saw that as kind of like the missing piece, because to get more people into blockchain, you need to combine the identity with like the wallet and the financial part of the blockchain to create like a super blockchain, which is that, but something that would really catch on with like account abstraction. And so, and then as I dived in deeper, I wanted to like get to know the people a little bit more and get more connected. And so when I saw the opportunity to do the Luminaries, I took it, and it's been great. I got to go to East Denver and meet everyone there and kind of connect more with the team, and you really get more of a look of like what's going on behind the scenes with like the development. I got to meet all the developers and got to do some interviews and things like that, and been able to just kind of like support the team as much in my own capacity as a luminary. And so, I'm sorry, what was the rest of the question?
No, you pretty much covered it all. I was actually going to say one of my favorite things actually that has come out of the Luminaries is actually your ETH Denver streams that you were doing. So if anyone hasn't seen it, you can go and watch it back on either our Twitter or you should be able to watch it on YouTube as well. But yeah, Metaversal kind of went in, interviewed a bunch of different fancy employees, LUKSO employees. Yeah, it was a really cool stream, and I think it was really like one of the best pieces of content that came out of that trip for us. So that was a very proud moment as the mama bear of the Luminaries. Yeah, it was nice to see. It was some great content. So well done for that one.
Yeah, but I would say that if you're thinking about joining the Luminaries, it's definitely a good opportunity to, you know, if you're interested in LUKSO and you want to find out more about it and just be like more connected, and if you want to, you know, have more support in like whatever your efforts are in helping build the blockchain and push the effort forward, and definitely do it, because it's gonna allow you to like just really connect with everybody in the team and get kind of like more support for and have like someone, you know, feedback, or if you have ideas, you know, if you've been in Telegram and you're kind of like shout out in Telegram, but you're not feeling like you're getting any like you're just feeling like an outsider, right? Then like joining a Luminaries is like a really great way to kind of just connect you more into like the central blockchain with like, you know, Craig and everyone else that's been here for a long time and knows what's going on inside the blockchain. So it's night and day, I would say, between like just being interested in the project and like following along with it, to actually just being a luminary and being connected with it.
Yeah, I feel like it gives community members a little bit more of a sense of purpose, right? Like if you feel, you know, hopeless in a situation, or you want to feel more involved in, you know, decisions, or being part of like a real like caring kind of group, I feel like that's what the Luminary kind of group provides, is that like each and every one of these people love LUKSO to their core, they believe in it, and there's benefits from both sides, right? Not just of being part of the group, but also, you know, all of the perks that the Luminaries get, whether that's kind of merch or exclusive access to events, exclusive access to these calls like Craig was talking about, you know, with Fabian and the team, where you're able to give your feedback in real time and have actual discussions with people. You know, that doesn't happen every day. And so it just brings you a little bit kind of closer into the action, and kind of collaborating with the team a lot. So I think that that's like a great thing to do if you're feeling like, you know, you love the community and you want to get more involved and you don't know quite what to do, if you're not necessarily like a builder, you know, or you're not kind of integrating it into something that you're doing, you know, every single day. If you're a community member and you're passionate, just apply, because, you know, that's who everyone is in the Luminaries, and I feel like they get a better kind of community experience by being part of the advocate group. So I wanted to ask one last question, as we're kind of running over our half an hour schedule. But I wanted you guys to give one piece of advice to people that are thinking about applying. So, I mean, I can go first. My number one thing, people applying, when you're going through the application process, please, please, please don't overthink the video. That's going to be my piece of advice. So I think that has been something that people have maybe been a bit scared of. They'll do the whole application and then the video is towards the end and they're thinking, oh my God, no, I don't want to do it. I get it. Trust me, I don't like going on video either. I don't love doing live streams, but you've got to just do it, right? And yeah, like I said, we're not looking for anything that's super polished. There's no editing needed. You can literally turn your selfie camera on, start yapping. Just tell us about you. Tell us about what you've been doing in the community. Like, we want to see that you've been passionate about LUKSO and this is what you've been doing and this is how you've contributed to the community. Or if you're a new person and you haven't necessarily contributed to LUKSO, we want to hear why you're interested in joining, and, you know, maybe other things that you've done in other communities and things like that. So it's not just for those people who are super, super passionate about LUKSO. We also are just looking for people who, you know, can come in and maybe be more on the outskirts, but now you want to learn more about LUKSO and you want to be that kind of guiding light for people in the future. So yeah, that's my number one thing. I don't know whether you guys have got some advice for anyone that's applying, but feel free to speak up if you do.
I would just go for it, especially since you only benefit from it. So whether it's through access or through merch, or even maybe to conferences, for example. So yeah, I mean, you're losing literally nothing and you gain everything through this. And of course, do not overthink your application process. I think I've recorded my application video like 20 times or something like that. So,
What?
so yeah, just be natural, explain what you're doing and why you want to help the cause, and that should be fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my advice is just do it. Just it doesn't take very long. Just get on your computer and fill it out real quick. And as far as the video, if you're not good at that kind of a thing and it makes you nervous, and just practice it a couple of times. Write down what you're gonna say, practice it a little bit, and then go. I mean, whenever you practice your speeches or your videos, it comes out a lot better. So, but it's not necessary, right? Just do it real quick in like 5 minutes. It doesn't have to take you a long time to do that. So,
Totally.
Yeah, I think my advice would be to just study a little bit about LUKSO before you apply for it, because you should understand the fact that you're resonating with what you're applying for. Creating a video, don't think about it much. I think like Fawn said, just talk about who you are. It doesn't even need to be about LUKSO. Talk about what you have done, what you like. I think that's good enough. But if you are applying, don't apply for the sake of somebody said so. Apply because you resonate with what you believe in and what you think LUKSO is doing. And also apply knowing the journey of LUKSO, because at least a little bit, because I think it's one of the very rare crazy top and crazy down journeys for any project in the space. And I think that should give you conviction on what you're doing, because else the team wouldn't be here, right? Like there have been too many ups and downs, and we see so many different projects just come and go, but we are here, so there's a reason. So I would really appreciate if when you're applying, you fundamentally align with that value, essentially.
Totally agree.
I like that. I would say, no, that's good. I'll follow on and add that applying for the Luminaries program, it's meant to be participatory. Like if you are accepted, the idea is that you're going to participate, right?
Yeah.
It's not a credential you're going to get and you just are quiet. Then it's not worth it doesn't mean anything at that point. This is meant to be a participatory program where you're bringing your unique talents into this cohort, where then we all benefit from like this synergy, right? And yeah, that's what I would say is like, make sure, like you said, Chili, that you are aligned and that you resonate with this, because when you get here, it'd be really wonderful if we had full participation and a really active Luminary crew.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. Like it's not just the title that you're getting. It's, we're really looking for people who want to be a part of this, want to be proactive. If we say, hey, we want to do this, we want to host a stream, or we want to build something together or whatever, we want as many people within the Luminaries to come together and say, hey, I can pitch in this way, or like, this isn't my strength, but this thing I'm really good at, so I'll pitch in here, so yeah, I would definitely echo that. That's some great advice for the applications, Eth. So let's wrap this up. So a little bit more kind of details on this. Once this new wave is selected, so the applications close in, I believe it's 10 days time. I think it's on the 20th. So you've still got some time to apply. Please take your time, but not too long. Don't leave it to the last minute. We had a couple of people last time that left it to the last minute. Yeah, take your time, apply. If you have any kind of questions, whatever, you can always message us. We're happy to help, happy to guide you through anything, happy to answer any questions if you're curious about certain things. Once this new wave is selected, it will probably take us about a week or 2 weeks just to review the applications. We currently have 46 applications already. So it's a lot to kind of go through all of the different texts and then watch all the videos and stuff like that. So once this new wave is selected, we'll host welcome calls. We'll begin kind of running challenges and creating content together. and kind of working closely with all of the like OG cohort to just keep kind of shaping the future of LUKSO, I guess. So there's going to be loads of like co-creation opportunities. We'll be doing streams and live shows. Even we really want to do some in real life meetups and events, and just help you guys to shape, you know, what LUKSO is doing next, and really push forward the mission of what Universal Profiles and Fancy is trying to achieve over the next coming months. So again, if this sounds like your kind of thing, please hit up, that is luxo.network/luminaries. Get that application in. We want to see them rolling in. The applications are open, like I said, until the 20th. So don't sit on it. And if you have any questions, feel free. You can drop in to the LUKSO Discord. You can drop into the LUKSO Telegram. You can DM me, or you can DM any of the Luminaries on X, on Telegram, whatever. We're all here to help, and we can't wait to join. Well, we can't wait to have loads of people join us as Luminaries for this next cohort. But yeah, let's go. Anyone have any final thoughts?
I was going to ask Kev, how's that tire change going? Or I don't know what's going on.
No. I was just about to get picked up, but it was just a false alarm. So
good. I'm glad to hear it.
Glad to hear it.
Okay.
All right, guys. It's been real. We'll see you soon.
Lovely to be here, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Goodbye.